We're at the American Transportation Experience in Hershey, Pennsylvania. This airport limo. Big old Chevrolet. $35 maybe? 36 I'm guessing. It's somewhere around that area. Well, it doesn't show the inside, but the inside's pretty nice and it looks pretty original. That looks like a pretty original car. It doesn't look like a repaint. Does it show up in there? I can't tell, the sun's shining on the viewfinder. And then there's this bus here. Probably a big inline 6 under that doghouse. Here, this tells about it. Built in Pontiac, Michigan, it looks like. GM truck engine. I don't know if this is gonna show up or not. But anyway, there's the bus. That'll plow some serious snow and roadway. Old international truck. Looks like it's been repaired. You can see where somebody's done a fiberglass repair. I can't see in there, so we're going to look at that together when I edit the video. Looks like it could use some tires, huh? Super high miler. Regroovable. Goodyear. It's a 10-22. Huge fuel tank on there. And way down at the entrance there's another bus and a car, and I'll get that maybe on the way out. And there's the front of the plow. And this does have what looks like the original engine in it. Yeah, what a beautiful piece of machinery. It'd be fun to operate one. That, let's see, can we see anything in there? Again, we'll learn together. All right, let's walk over and check the museum out. It says it's a kids truck, I guess, to take pictures. An old Dodge. Has a GM chassis. Looks like maybe the engine, probably. Driver's door. Gas tank. And then we got a flexible. This probably has a big Detroit in the back of it. Well, this thing's in nice shape. This thing's ready to go cruising in. Kansas Central Lines, Wichita, Newsom, McPherson, Hillsboro, Marion, and Emporia. What a neat old bus. I love it. Yeah, that's super cool. Look at these lights here. The engine will be back in there. Probably a 671, something like that. Which means 6-cylinder, 71 cubic inches per cylinder. There we go. Neat old flexible. Let's go inside now. They have a ton of station wagons here. There's music playing in the background, so I got to keep my finger over the microphone most of the time. But anyway, let's look around this room. I think Scott at Cold War Motors has one of these he puts on his Model T occasionally. Has a little Tecumseh. That is super cute. British. All British cars here. That doesn't even have 15 miles on it yet. The bike over in the other room, there was a brand new one with no miles. Yeah, it's a full-on dirt bike, so is this. Look at that. Sorry for the reflections. Hopefully you can pause it and read it. Handomatic. I don't think those did too well. I think these were sold under the Montgomery Ward brand, weren't they? That one's been ridden. There's a lower level along with the upper level too, so let's head down to the lower level and see what they have. I gotta watch where I'm going. So you just have to come to the museum to see it for yourself. It's worth the trip to Hershey, and then you can get all high on chocolate too while you're in Hershey. And get this on video now, coming down these steps. This is to the upstairs here, but yeah, look, the Vista roof on it. Bulls used the Vista roof too. Says it's one of the oldest intact automobiles in the United States, sitting right there. I think that's a Chrysler. Yeah, right here. Wow. 38 horsepower out of that high compression engine. Can you see the sleeves they're talking about in there? The piston, you can see the piston too. Wow, what a convoluted mess. Yeah, I bet you that would be a chart of service when something goes wrong with it. Hopefully you can read that. Oh, what a neat car. That's a 32 Studebaker. Look at the size of the door on this thing. Yeah, they're extremely long. Yeah, can you imagine? That's carbide, so that'd probably be the brightest kerosene candle. I can't imagine using a candle. Carbides were actually pretty bright. Early electric. That's low. High beam isn't much brighter. Projector. Oh yeah, you can see that's seal beam, low beam, high beam. Oh look, there's a dimmer switch for this. Oh, we got a bulb out in one of them. Or that's probably the high beam, that goes low. Well, the switch isn't really happy. That's low, high. Am I getting the... Here, I should get the little tags too. Huh, how neat. What a neat display. Here we are in station wagon heaven. Pretty much everything in here is going to be a station wagon. This would be my kind of place. I'd have them all. I love these Mercury station wagons with that beautiful tail light.
safety protection. On the way home, Hendrick thought there should be something.
Well, we're going to do these station wagons, and then we're going to do those station wagons. We'll start with this Lark here. The Valiant, sorry. Yeah, I can't reach over to the sign on the 48 Buick wagon. Like I said, if you want to read those, you just pause on them. Super Chief Safari. That's interactive. This old Dodge. Now this thing looks original. I think it's had the front fender, maybe the hood and the cowl repainted, but I think everything else, yeah, the front clip's been repainted. Maybe it was in a collision when it was, you know, back in the day. Look at those awesome tail lights. What an amazing car. The tailgate's been repainted very poorly, but the rest of the car, I think other than the front clip in the back, is original paint. You can see it's probably spray can touch-up from back in the day. So yeah, I'd probably leave it alone. I would just leave the car as is too. It's too nice condition to, you know, go and restore. I mean, take it out of its original survivor condition. I mean, yeah, the front's been repainted probably from a collision, but that's part of the car's history, so it's all good. Alright, there's a big old Chrysler station wagon here. Look at that tank. I had a 77 Dodge Royal Monaco Brougham. I can find a picture of it all. I had it here. It was actually this color. And it was a big tank like this. It was a big 9-passenger. It had a 400 Ford Venturi, the big thermal quad with the electronic lean burn. That car would roast its 235 15 tires as long as you held that accelerator to the floor. It was probably one of the most powerful cars I've ever owned, was that 77 Dodge station wagon. It was actually 398 cubic inch, but they just called it 400. What a neat old behemoth. I love it. Yeah, it looks like the light's reflecting on the windows too much, but look at this trim down here. Isn't that cool? And the wheel skirts, and what an amazing car. It's been repainted, no doubt, but the wood grain's probably original because they don't reproduce that stuff. I'll just get an overview of this room. It's kind of neat. I think you'll enjoy seeing it. We were just up through those windows there looking down on this. Yeah, super cool. Let's go over and see what's in these rooms and stuff. Oh, I see an Opel Kadett. My grandpa had an old 69 Opel Kadett station wagon. We're gonna go check it out. His was gold, and if I find a photo, I'll put that in too. He had it right up into the late 90s. It only had like 30,000 miles. That was all original, hoses, everything. It was starting to rot out though. I can't see the temperature on it. Too dark there. You can take your money for your gas. Yeah, that's what they used to use to back in the day. Use those to total up your amount owed. Look at all that spark plug thing. Wow, is that cool? I want it. That is super neat. And remember these? Well, unless you're my age or older, you probably don't, but there'd be a hose and you'd drive over it and would ring the bell and tell the attendant to come out and pump the gas. Yeah, and there's spark plugs up in there too. I think I already showed this window. My grandpa had one of these in a gold. It was a '69 Opel Cadet station wagon. And that's exactly what this says. That is super cool. I love it. Grandpa had that exact car in gold. It was gold with a tan interior. That's Mercury. It's been repainted because you can see where the paint has peeled, but it is pretty original otherwise. I think the wood's mostly original. I mean, wow, that is sweet. '32 Ford station wagon. Yep. What an amazing car.
When the war was over, they went out in the back lot and brought in those same old production lines.
Well, I got a couple Tuckers in here. Automatic. It was a helicopter engine that was converted to water-cooled. That looks like it's all made out of fiberglass. Look at the control panel. How neat. Movie car. For the movie car. here, a bunch of Tucker. Prototype disc brakes. So this is what the engine would originally look like before Tucker water cooled it. And laid it over too. And it's, you know, set it over on its side. What a mess that is of tubing and stuff. All fuel injected. And it looks like it's turbocharged, dual turbocharged. Turbo, injector lines, injectors. Well, here, maybe this, let's see if I can get this to where you can see it. It tells exactly what everything is. So this is all prototype, Tucker prototype stuff. This is the first production Tucker. It's not going to show up the interior. That's like a movie in there, so we're not going in there. And we're not going to be able to read any of that. It says here, early prototype was made by Franklin, which were air-cooled engines too. And here's the, maybe they're going to try and air-cool it originally. Automatic transmission on this one. Hands down, that's one of the best Tucker exhibits I've seen on at a like private museum like this. It's pretty amazing. Yeah, that is nice. That's Tucker. Get an overview around. We're gonna go around a little different way. There's a family with a bunch of kids, and I don't want to be around disturbing them or anything with the video camera. But there's something I would take with a sidecar. That would be fun to ride. Don't you think? It's called a Horex. Look at this behemoth. How cool is that? Shutters on the radiator. Pure Cero. Yeah, it's similar to like one that was in a barn I rented. And the guy told me if I got it out of his barn when I moved stuff out, he said I could have it, but it was beyond what I could do. It was rough. The engine and transmission were literally in bushel baskets in it. I should have taken it in hindsight, but the guy that took it did restore it. This is super cool. There's a cement mixer in that truck museum outside of Richmond, Virginia that I got some video of. Look at this neat old bus. It's a motorhome. How cool. Take this camping would be fun. You're gonna see what I don't see until I add it, so I have no idea what I'm getting video of. I think these were made in the Pontiac. There's people on it right now. We'll wait until they come out and then I'll get some video of the inside, but this even has 2 doors. Then we got another bus here.
Give them some money.
Well, we'll go on at people and all. Not a lot of light in here. Step flops down when the doors open up.
Let me get your picture from the outside.
Yeah, you throw your bags up here and these are bigger than airplane seats, so probably wouldn't take any longer to get to a destination on one of these and fly nowadays with all the delays and cancellations.
There's room for 45 seats.
17 Pierce Arrow. Can't miss out on these tanks. We'll get the front of them here in a minute. You just got to come here to Hershey, Pennsylvania. Plastic car. Yeah, look at this beautiful 98 convertible. We'll take a look in that in a minute here. Oh my God, it has a dial tone. That is super cool. Would you like a piece of plastic pie? Remember these? If you're my age, you remember them. If you're younger, you don't. That is super cool. I'm not going to be dialing the 6311 or 611. The payphone works in there, by the way. I think we just saw a 12-cylinder version of one of these not too long ago. I love these cutaways. Want to see what the inside of a drive shaft looks like? There you go. The inside of the muffler, there you go. Inside of the differential. There you go. I don't have the gas tank cut open to see the inside of that. The radiator is. That is super cool. I love it. I think cutaways are some of my favorite things in the auto memorabilia stuff. Look at this International, so 1913. I'd love to go cruising on that. Isn't that in Canada, that Wilkes-Barre? I don't know, maybe I'm mistaken.
Weird.
Pennsylvania. Okay. Must be thinking of something else.
This one's fun. The school of farm.
Something about this something about this model that makes it special. Made of plastic. Yeah, literally, right?
Looks extremely comfortable to ride in. You can take a nap in there.
That's the one that they say it won't death. Supposedly, yeah.
No. GTO, second generation vehicles. In the commercials, this guy had a sledgehammer.
Yeah, that's super neat. An old school boss. Interesting how they have the seats laid out. So the kids probably sitting all, on each side in the center. And those are probably the window cranks, those chrome things. That is so cool. (1936) school bus. Yeah, I'd take it. This looks like another motor coach of some type. Fancy one. And this is it. This will be the end of the inside here. I don't think there's a fourth level. General Motors Truck Corporation, so would be a GMC. Get the back of some of these. We saw the front. There's that 40 Ford convertible. Yeah, I'd like to do up a car like that. That'd be fun, those style Fords. Really like to do like a shoebox, but I would totally do one of them. I did a 38 Ford frame off for somebody else, and about that color too. That was a deep maroon, just like that. It was a Ford correct color. They didn't really put Ford paint codes on cars back then. You had maroon, you had a maroon 40 Ford. You'd just get your paint mixed up for your 40 Ford and maroon. Well, there we go. What a neat place. And, I know a lot of you guys will come to Hershey. I mean, it's a neat place. This part of Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is a big state, too. It takes a long time to drive through it. But, yeah, this is worth a visit. '71 Ford. Those old Chevy truck cabs. More Ford. A lot of neat old caps here. Chevy like 70s. Mercury 70s. These are mostly all Husqvarna products. Remember those kind of lawn chairs and these? You see these at car cruises all the time. Some of them had little umbrellas. We'll just continue through the Husqvarna stuff, and then there's some other things. Husqvarna, I guess is how it's pronounced. Yep, handmade sewing machines. Huh. Says I heat it from underground. Heat it and cool it. Interesting. I'm almost done. We'll be wrapping up here quick. Carnival ride thing. Another bike with a sidecar. That'd be fun to ride. Yeah, I like the old stuff. If I'm gonna ride something or drive something, I want it to be old. I want it to have all the old machinery so it drives the way it did back in the day. If you got to double clutch it or struggle with the steering wheel or whatever, that's part of the experience. These people put LS's and modern power steering, power brakes and disc brakes. Yeah, you're just driving around a body in a modern car. It's not the same to me. I want the quirks the old cars had. That's the fun of driving them, in my mind anyway. Yeah, I don't see those around much anymore either. A neighbor had one, worked at the post office. He used to ride it to work and back every day. There we go. Alright, that's it for this video. If you are in the Hershey, Pennsylvania area, highly recommend this museum. Very worthwhile. We got a lot of miles to cover today, so I didn't cover 100% of everything in here. But if you like the video, give it that thumbs up. If you like my channel, that 348 engine icon will subscribe you. And thank you for watching my video.